Hey guys, some gamer dude here. The original Vanguard had a tumultuous life, introducing mechanics over and over again in an effort to radically shift the landscape of the metagame. Or to put it another way, Bushiroad utilised power creep until they had nowhere to go. This resulted in a reboot of the game known as Cardfight Vanguard V Series in mid-2018. Initially, V Series sold like gangbusters. The initial set, Unite Team Q4, was the best-selling set in the game's history. Then Vanguard slumped to where it was prior. Due to its nature as a reboot, and the series now having progressed to a point where it's finished the IG storyline, I thought it was time to look at Vanguard V as a game, what it does better and worse than the original Cardfight Vanguard. I'm not going to explain gameplay or most of the card types, as nothing much has changed in terms of raw mechanics from the original game. I praise the core engine of the game endlessly, so this is nothing but a positive as far as I'm concerned. Think of this review as an expansion pack to that review I started off this mini-series of videos with. If you haven't seen it and aren't familiar with Vanguard as a game, I recommend you watch it first. This review will focus on the differences between the two games. Coming over from Vanguard and Vanguard G, there are some fairly substantial changes. The largest one being the introduction of the new imaginary gift system and everything downstream of this. Vanguard V throws away all the older named mechanics. Limit Break, Legion, Stride, Generation Break, the keywords, all of it gone. Replaced with the new imaginary gift system. All clans are grouped into one of three gift types: Force, Excel, and Protect. Grade 3 can now come with a gift icon, and when you ride that Grade 3, you get that gift. As of the second block, each gift has two types, and you are committed to that gift for the rest of the game from the moment you choose it. Force can give you a plus 10,000 marker or a plus 1 critical marker to any circle. The power one stacks while the critical one does not. Excel gives you an additional front row circle with either a plus 10,000 marker or a plus 5,000 marker that lets you draw a card. Finally, Protect gives you a free perfect guard or a plus 5,000 power plus 10,000 shield marker to a rearguard circle. The gift types also affect some aspects of the clans. Due to the issues Bushiroad always had with stand triggers, they up and gave up on them. They are not part of Vanguard V, instead replaced with the new fourth trigger, the front trigger, a trigger that gives its power bonus to the entire front row instead of just one unit. The front trigger is, however, exclusive to Excel clans. In addition to this, gift types also dictate the power levels of each clan, with Excel and Protect clans having a base 12,000 grade 3 and 9,000 grade 2, while Force clans have a base 13,000 grade 3 and 10,000 grade 2. Grade 1 now has a standard power of 8,000. This harkens back to the original two blocks of Vanguard, where grade 3 varied between 9,000 and 11,000 power. Shields also got an overhaul in grade 1 and grade 0. Grade 1 now has a 10,000 shield, as does the starting Vanguard. Critical and front triggers now have 15,000 shields. Heals have 20,000 shields, taking the place of the G Guardian. Draws can be perfect guards or have the original 5,000 shield. In addition to this, triggers now give a plus 10,000 buff rather than a plus 5,000 one. Lastly, clan diversity has been greatly emphasised. Many clans have been changed up mechanically to make each clan more of their own identity or to account for the lack of stand triggers. Some are minor, like the addition of Gauge and Tachikaze. Others are major, like the shift to tokens and Neo Nectar. Vanguard V is made from a position of a much greater understanding of the game. But of course it is. It's 8 years later. 8 years of learning the ins and outs of the game. What does work, what doesn't work, and why. The issues I had with the game are no longer here. Even ones I didn't mention in the review because they didn't feel like issues at the time, just a part of the game. I'm referring to perfect guards now no longer clogging your grade 1 lineup and the perfect guard draws actively discouraging 12 offensive triggers, reducing the chance of double criticals from 5.6 down to 2.3%. Clans all feel very different now, justifying the volume of clans. While there is still some end result overlap, the path to get there is very different. The gifts also help change things up. Gold Paladin now being Excel to differentiate itself from the Force, Shadow and Royal Paladins is the largest example. Learning from the Link Joker and especially G era, sets are much better constructed, with very few complete dud clans out the gate. Every new round of support expands upon the clan in multiple ways in an effort to make many decks for each clan, just introducing what parts are necessary to create new decks. More diversity and at a decent pace. While not amazing, I'd even argue V caters to budget players in a way Vanguard never has before, outside of freak accidents like the Ripple deck. As I said, they aren't amazing, the power gap is still prominent, but they don't feel as deliberately gimped as they once were. The shift to heals taking the place of the G Guardian, along with the general defensive uptick, is a positive too. Better shields is something many people cried out for due to the power creep in the original game. So, why don't I sound terribly enthused? Vanguard V is well made, retains nearly all the positive aspects of the original Vanguard, and arguably improves upon them. From a purely objective position, yes, Vanguard V is a good game, very good, and a sizable improvement over the original. What's the issue? It's a combination of things. While I appreciate what was done to further clan diversity, I'm not a huge fan of the imaginary gift mechanic. It harkens back to what I don't like about where the original Vanguard went. I was never a fan of Break Ride or Stride. The gift feels adjacent to those mechanics, all three requiring the use of a grade 3 to get something and devalue the individual grade 3s. They make each card less of an identity to bond with and more of a mechanic with an effect tacked on. It makes each grade 3 Vanguard feel less special to me. Vanguard is a dynamic, anime-inspired, emotionally driven game at its core. While I understand the design space fully, I feel it's unfitting for the game. Grade 3 especially needs to feel like a character, not a block of text and icons. I also dislike the Excel gift and the dropping of stand triggers. Excel even ended up as stands 2.0, wherein Excel had to arguably be pushed too hard via Excel 2, giving draw power to compensate for the extra cards needed to fuel Excel circles. There is now no point to Excel 1 because the draw is much more important than the additional 5,000 power. It also, in turn, made Excel a bit of an issue. This is history repeating itself, as stands had to get broken effects in G to get them used, when the real answer was supporting stands correctly and creating actual homes for them. Finally, a decent chunk of clans don't feel like themselves anymore. Clans like Spike Brothers and Neonectar have been overhauled completely. They in no way resemble their old decks because their new playstyle couldn't be any more different. Others are a bit more subtle, like Aquaforce, who largely lost their units that shift positions with the units behind them. It also has issues now making Vanguards that want to attack last, instead making clunky cards like Maelstrom. The appeal of these clans mechanically has changed. They feel like something else wearing their skin. It's disheartening and alienating. While what's on offer might be fun, Spike Brothers is. It feels like a new clan reusing the characters. A reimagining of Spikes over a restart. The mechanical core appeal is gone, only visuals remain. As the clan system makes Vanguard one of the few games with across-the-board appeal in terms of demographics, these changes can be viewed as a negative. I would defend it as promoting more clan diversity, as that was clearly the intention, but if we're going to be honest, Vanguard G already did that with the keywords. As I said earlier, in terms of game design, Vanguard V is a vast improvement over the original game. It's better thought out and better made. I doubt the things that bother me from a flavour or legacy perspective would even bother most people. Vanguard V is good, and a great jumping on point for those new to Vanguard or looking to return. It sheds Vanguard of a lot of the poor decisions of the past and creates a much better game in its place. It's about the best Vanguard is going to get, and is very likely the best made TCG reboot of all. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.